breaking news
Halco.
in Jefferson Parish. We're getting an update on that chase. Let's listen in.
That vehicle fled. Led them on a vehicle chase through the West Bank into Plaquemines Parish. When they were coming out of Plaquemines Parish, they threw a firearm out the window. That firearm's been recovered, stolen out of another jurisdiction. The chase continued here onto Terry Parkway, where it stopped in the 400 block of Terry Parkway when the vehicle crashed into another vehicle. We believe, at least 2 occupants of that vehicle. One exited the vehicle and carjacked a passing vehicle here on Terry Parkway. That vehicle fled into the city of New Orleans, into Algiers. We lost that vehicle in Algiers. I was just informed a couple of minutes ago that vehicle has been recovered in Algiers. The second suspect is believed to still be in the area of the perimeter that's set behind us here on Terry Parkway and West Butterfly Circle.
Is there anything you can tell us about those 2 suspects?
We're looking for them now. I don't have any demographics or information on them now. I don't know if they're adults or juveniles, and I don't want to speculate.
Okay, so again, the gray car was stolen in where?
I'm not sure. The gray car that is behind us is the vehicle that was originally stolen. That's the vehicle that we're attempting to stop when everything, when the pursuit started. I don't know what jurisdiction it's stolen from.
So you're looking for 2 suspects now, or you did get one?
So we have one here that we believe is inside the perimeter that we're working now. The second suspect carjacked someone here on scene here, fled into New Orleans, and he is somewhere in New Orleans, on the loose.
And how large is this perimeter?
It's only 5, 6, maybe 7 blocks.
So
It's not big.
You guys are going to find him?
We do believe he's in there. We are searching right now with K9. We have the drones up. We have the helicopter in the area. And we're confident that the second guy is somewhere inside this perimeter.
So to be clear, you're searching for one on foot here in the Terrytown area, and then one is in a second stolen car in Orleans Parish somewhere. Are you looking for him, or is NOPD looking for him?
Correct. We do have one in the perimeter here. I don't think we have anybody in the city right now because earlier we lost sight of that vehicle. We didn't know where that vehicle was. Within the last 5 or 10 minutes, that vehicle was found in New Orleans. I don't know the status of that right now.
Can you give us a description of the people who you're looking for?
I don't have one. Like the guy that we're looking for in this perimeter right now, we have a pretty good description of him. We're confident we're going to find him. The second guy, I don't have a description on him yet.
One of the questions I was going to ask, with all of this going on, is there any other agencies that are taking part in this?
Yeah, I mean, state police is out here with us right now. I believe DPS is who found the vehicle in New Orleans. So, look, anytime something like this happens, we call on our partner law enforcement agencies around the area. They, without fail, come to help us. And that's the situation we're in right now. We do have state police units on the perimeter with us right now.
And Jason, you said a gun was thrown out of the car, but one of them put
Is that
a knife.
someone that is possibly that is the suspect right there?
I have no idea if that's related. I mean, we arrest people on a regular basis. It's, right here on the scene. Could be related, could be not. You'll have to give me a few minutes.
No problem.
Okay. It appears.
What would be the message that you would give to people who are stealing cars and carjacking people right on the streets?
Well, I mean, look, this is Jefferson Parish. We have all the tools we need to bring people to justice when they do commit crimes. And as Sheriff Lopinto says on a regular basis, we're going to do everything we can to solve crimes to prevent the next crime from happening.
Thank you, Jason, so much. And I'm going to have you guys look over here if you can take a look and see. There's a person that's being arrested put in handcuffs behind his back in the vehicle back behind me here. But we're going to keep on following this story, so you guys continue to follow us here on WDSU.com and on air here on Channel 6. Reporting here in Terrytown, I'm Cassie Sherm. Back to you guys.